Messenger by Lois Lowry, Chapter 21. It began with the tiniest sensation. It was different from the larger feelings that still racked his body. The searing agony in his arms and hands, the almost unendurable ulceration of his parched mouth, the feverish pounding of his head. This was a whispered hint of power. He felt it in the tips of his fingers and in the whorls and crevices of his outer skin. It moved across his hands as they lay motionless in the mud. Though he shivered from illness and anguish, he could sense his blood beginning to warm and flow. He lay still. Inside him the thick dark liquid slid sinuously through his veins. It entered his heart and throbbed there, moving with purpose through the labyrinth of muscle, collecting energy that came faintly to it from his collapsing lungs. He could feel it surging into his arteries. Within the blood itself he could perceive its separate cells and see their colors in his consciousness, and the prisms of their molecules, and all of it was awake now, gathering power. He could feel his own nerves, each one, millions of them, taut with energy waiting to be released. The fibers of his muscles tightened. Gasping, Matty called for his gift to come. There was no sense of how to direct it. He simply clawed at the earth, feeling the power in his hands enter, pulsating, into the ruined world. He became aware suddenly that he had been chosen for this. Near him, Kira began to breathe more easily. What had been close to coma turned now to sleep. Not far away, Leader tentatively lifted one foot and found it free of the entangling vine. He opened his eyes. Back in village, a breeze came up. It came through the windows of the home place where Ramon lived with his family. Ramon sat up suddenly in the bed, where he had lain ill for days, and felt the fever begin to seep from him. The blind man sensed the breeze entering the open windows and lifting an edge of the tapestry on the wall. He felt the fabric and found the stitches as even and smooth as they had been in the past. Matty groaned and pressed his hands harder into the ground. All of his strength and blood and breath were entering the earth now. His brain and spirit became part of the earth. He rose. He floated above, weightless, watching his human self labor and writhe. He gave himself to it willingly, trading himself for all that he loved and valued, and felt free. Leader walked forward. He wiped his face with his hands and felt the lesions fade, as if they had been cleansed away. He could see the path clearly now, for the bushes had drawn back, their leaves bright with new green growth and dappled with buds. A yellow butterfly lit on a bush, paused and darted off. Rounded stones bordered the path, and sunlight filtered down through the canopy of trees. The air was fresh, and he could hear a stream flowing nearby. Matty could see and hear everything. He saw Jean beside her garden call out in happy greeting to her father, and he saw Mentor, stooped once more and balding, wave to her from the path where he was walking toward the schoolhouse with a book in his hand. His face was stained again with the birthmark, and poetry had returned to him. Matty heard him recite, "Today the road all runners come, shoulder high we bring you home, and set you at your threshold down, townsmen of a stiller town." He saw the wall builders walk away from their work. He heard the new ones singing in their own languages, 100 different tongues, but they understood one another. He saw the scarred woman standing proudly in the midst beside her son, and the people of village gathered to listen. He saw Forrest and understood what Seer had meant. It was an illusion. It was a tangled knot of fears and deceits and dark struggles for power that had disguised itself and almost destroyed everything. Now it was unfolding like a flower coming into bloom, radiant with possibility. Drifting there, he looked down and saw his own self becoming motionless. He felt his breathing slow. He sighed, let go, and felt a sense of peace. He watched Kira wake, and he saw Leader find her there. Kira took a cloth to the stream and brought it back moistened, to wash Matty's still face. Leader had turned him over. She sobbed at the sight of him, but was glad that his terrible wounds were gone. She bathed his arms and hands. The skin was firm and unblemished without scars. "I knew him when he was a little boy," she said, weeping. "He always had a dirty face and a mischievous spirit." She smoothed his hair. He called himself the fiercest of the fierce. Leader smiled. He was that, but it was not his true name. Kira wiped his eyes. He so hoped to receive his true name at the end of this journey. He would have. He wanted to be messenger, Kira confided. Leader shook his head. "No. There have been other messengers, and there will be more to come." He leaned down and placed his hand solemnly on Matty's forehead above the closed eyes. "Your true name is Healer," he said. A sudden rustling in the bush startled them both. "What's that?" Kira asked in alarm. At her voice, the puppy, its fur matted with twigs, emerged from the place where he had been hiding. "It's Frolic!" Kira took him into her arms, and he licked her hand. Beside her, tenderly, Leader picked up what remained of the boy and prepared to carry him home. In the distance, the sound of keening began.